Well, good morning everybody. Welcome back to Simulation for the Nation and welcome back along to Oakfield Farm, where today we are being greeted this morning by a lovely sunny morning. Really is quite stunning. It's just about turned 7 o'clock. It's time for us to get up, get out and get on with our day. So we're going to do that by starting off with some cattle this morning. We've got to go and feed up the beast. We usually feed them in the morning there and then once again at night. But at the moment we fed them last night, so we've got to go and give them make sure everything's good this morning. They haven't come down yet. They're still all up on the hill. They'll usually start to wander down in the next usually in the next hour or so they'll trot on down. So what I want to do, I'm going to have to come in here and give this all a bit of a clean up. And then they're also going to need a little bit of water, I think. At the moment, the water trough isn't quite working properly. We haven't got it's not plumbed in at the moment, so we do need to fill it up manually with the old tanker. But we'll do that first. We'll get that up and running, and then we can always we'll come back in, and we've got the feeder wagon on the back of the case, so we'll be able to get this all fed up and done nice and quickly here this morning. Just open that gate fully. Let's fire up the old girl, shall we? Let's see how we get on. So how are you all doing this lovely sunny morning? Hope you're all very well. Had a lovely weekend. Do let me know down below what you're getting up to, if it's anything different or if you're currently pushing through on Oakfield as well. I'm always very curious to know. Come on, old girl, around the corner. So we've got a hydrant just on the corner of the wall here that we're just going to fill this up from. So we're in the old Massey here, the old 135. This is a delightful little tractor. Very rarely gets used for anything other than just shunting around the yard, to be honest, but it does it perfectly without any hesitation, which is why I like it. It cold starts perfectly on the button every time. And it really doesn't give us any issues. It's the only machine on the farm here that is used every day. You know, with all of the expensive tractors and combines we have around here, it's the 30-year-old plus 135 that is the most reliable and the most important as well from a feeding perspective. So we're just gonna loop into here. A little bit muddy around here. We did have quite a lot of rain last night, over yesterday evening, and kind of early evening last night there. So very happy to have got that. The crops that we've been drilling recently do need a little bit of a kick on, a little bit of a moisture boost. So I can't complain about that. It will be doing everything a world of good. As you can see, if we jump onto our map, let's have a look here. We have some crops that are slowly growing away here. Managed to get 6, 19, 21, 9, 12 and 13 all established, which is a good quantity for us really. It's, for a spring cropping, I'm very happy with that. Like I said previously, we're going to go and have a chat today about some extra land, see if we can find out what's going on there. Might have to put a lease offer in there because I don't think primarily, I can't afford to buy any land, but also I don't think the gentleman in question is willing to sell at this stage. So we'll have to consider that, but we'll go and figure out what's going on. And we just finished filling up the water. That should be... Let's see where we are. Yeah, they're good enough. As you can see, they've started to come down there to just get some hay from the trough. We will be giving them some mixed ration today, so we're going to fire up the feeder, see what we can get for those guys and get them all fed up there. But yeah, they've been on hay recently, only until yesterday, primarily because we didn't have any silage until yesterday when we took that little road trip. So now that we're able to, we will make sure we give them some proper fodder to keep them going. I'm going to park this back in here for now. Lovely stuff. down. Like I said, I'm still looking to try and find a little brush for the back of this tractor. Something just clear up the cattle shed with now and again. Maybe do some odd jobs around the yard. That'd be nice. So what we'll do, as we've got the forks on the front there, we'll fire up the case. We've got our Keenan feeder on the back here, the Mech Fiber 340. We don't need anything bigger than this at the moment. If our livestock numbers continue to grow, which I'm hoping that they do, we may look at investing in something a little bit bigger, but for now this is more than adequate, really. And also a new larger feeder does come with considerable expense attached to it, so that's something that we should always try and keep in mind. Let's go tuck this into the side here. As you can see here, we're currently using the new mixing script, which comes with any dietary feeders, that gives us a certain amount of time that we have to keep the machine running to mix the ration up. Now, typically you do that when you're feeding your livestock anyway, because you want to make sure that all of the fodder is mixed equally and evenly throughout there, particularly if you're putting any additional nutrients into there, molasses, whatever it may be. You want an even distribution. So we're going to leave this to do what it needs to do. What I now need to go and do is jump into the JCB. So we'll leave that. Jump into the 320. So we'll start by putting one bale of hay, one bale of straw, and we'll put 2 bales of silage in, and then we'll see how we look from there. Okay, out we go. Make sure we don't hit anything. Okay, one bale down. We'll get some straw. Back into the shed here. One bale. So it's really nice and quick. It doesn't take any time at all to get everything fed up here on a daily basis, which is handy. Obviously, the more livestock we bring in here, the bigger the impact it's going to have on our daily activities. But yeah, at the moment it's a nice, easy one-man job. It doesn't take us too long at all. And now what we just need to go and do is we're going to pick up some silage bales. We'll take 2, like I mentioned. That should be more than adequate. We also need to get rid of that seed there and put that back into the shed. Okay, let's get some of these in strapped. That one, and that one. So I've been in contact with a producer, a friend of mine who produces and bales extra hay and silage in the west coast there. Not too far away from where we were just the other day as it goes. So we will, he's currently baling now. So I think I've already got my name down for a few different loads, so that should be quite good. I think he even offered to come and deliver some, so we might have to get him in to do that. But yeah, it's going to be good to get some extra fodder brought in for us here. Don't want to run out at all. And like I said, we're still a little way off from being able to make our own. So we will we'll get him in. Be good to get some help there, I think. So look out for that one in the future. Okay, so in we go. So just gonna have a quick look at the dial, see how we're coming along here. As you can see there, we've got a mixing timer which is slowly working its way down there, figuring out how long it's going to take. So we've got another 10 seconds or so. Awesome. Rightio then, we'll go and get this dropped off. Should have enough room to turn around in that. It's becoming a little bit of a trailer yard here. You need to move all these trailers out of the way somewhere. Swing us into here. I'm not actually fed them yet through this way, but we're in. And all we're doing now is we're opening up the hydraulic gate there, which now means as we have the turbine rotating inside there, as we open up the hydraulic door, it allows for the further mixture to be kind of pushed out through there as the turbine rotates. So it's slowly filling this up. Perfect, and we are good to go. And just like that, we're done. That's the cattle taken care of this morning. Doesn't take too long, but it's a nice task to get ticked off the list nice and early. There's a gate there somewhere. I don't want to go crashing into my gate post here. It's just job creation. Oh, no, you did. We're just going to sling this into this shed here for now, keep the case on the front of it. It's quite nice at the moment, we've got a bit of downtime, the machines aren't being used too much, just little odds and ends really at the moment. Although it depends upon how our visit this afternoon goes, or this morning goes, beg your pardon. We might have some more land that we need to work on pretty quickly, so we'll see. But we'll park out there. Oh. Lovely. We're just going to pop the telehandler back into the shed. Perfect. Alright, so we're all fed up there. I'm going to go and grab my coffee, finish up my breakfast. Cows get their breakfast first, then me. It's always the way it goes. And then we will we'll get on. We're going to jump into the truck and we'll see what's going on. So I'll come back to you all in just a little while. Rightio everyone, we're just going to get out of here now. First thing we're going to do is just shut the gate. everyone else is away today, so it's just myself. So we're gonna keep the keep everything nice and secure. A lot of prying eyes around here like to come and see what's going on. So away we go. Now we are going for a little drive. Like I mentioned, we're gonna have a quick look at some land, and then if we think it's good enough, we're gonna go and have a quick chat with the owner. Really. Now we are heading, as you can see here, we are currently at Oakfield Farm, which is not heading too far away actually. We're going to have a quick chat with the owner of these few fields around here, actually 46, 45 and number 3. Now they do own a lot more than this. They own a lot of fields, all of the 40s really, so you can see, or most of the 40s. They own this huge field 43, 44 as well, and there's a few more they own around here, but we're not looking at those ones today. They are actually leasing off all of the land, but they're doing it in parcels. So there's about 3 or 4 different blocks the total land has been split into. So we're going to have a quick look to see if we can have maybe strike up a deal for a lease for a couple of those blocks of land. So it's definitely worthwhile. We're going to have a look-see, see what we can figure out here and see if we can strike up a deal. But I certainly can't afford to acquire all of the blocks of land, but I do, as I've always mentioned, want to continually increase my coverage. So with that in mind, we'll just go and see really what they're up to. I do know of the owner. It's a good friend of mine. They've been farming now for 4 generations in the family. Started off with a lot less land than they have now. Unfortunately, due to various health reasons, they have decided to cease operations themselves. But without relinquishing their land, really. They don't want to give it away, so they're going to allow someone to run it as a tenancy for now. I know they do have a son who's interested in coming back into the business. He's not quite there yet. I think he's still away at school at the moment, so when he comes back they may look to return into the business, but for now they just want someone else to work the land down and get some value out of it. And also they don't want the land to go stale really. They want to keep a good fertile soil condition. They want to be able to have the land operating properly, being used to its potential. And not to go to waste really. So that's hopefully where we come in. I do hope that I can propose a strong proposition to them, something that will find appealing. That does involve us maintaining the land, using it to its best, trying to enhance its conditions and its properties without damaging or causing any long-term detrimental impacts, such as soil erosion, for example, or any environmental pollution. There are a lot of land management schemes you can get involved in these days that do compensate very well for enhanced environmental responsibilities. So we do follow a lot of these. We currently work with the Lease scheme, which is Lincoln Environment Agriculture. So we are Lincoln Environment Agriculture and Farming, I believe it's its full title. So we are a partner within the Lease scheme, so we are looking to always continue that, find a good way to balance improving and increasing output from a field at the same time as improving its environmental prospects, really. However, we'll have a quick drive along. We'll go and see if we can find them, see if they're in today, and hopefully they are, and we'll be able to see what's going on, really. But we'll go and have a quick chat with them first. There's our little green garden centre. And here we are, just up here on the right. So we'll just pull into here. We're going to see if anyone's home. And yeah, let's see if we can find out what's going on. Someone's car's over there, at least. Well, we'll go and knock on the door, we'll see who's in, and I'll come back to you in a moment once we've had a little bit of a chat. Radio folks, we're back. Just had a lovely little cup of tea. Can't get enough cups of tea in a day, but we've sat down there and had a chat with the family, actually. They were all there, which was great, actually, because we were able to kind of discuss any potential opportunities. And I do believe, I'm going to have a quick drive around now, have a look at some of the land, but I do believe we should be able to strike an agreement here. The price they were positioning, or what they were after, was really quite good. Very attractive to me, at least for this small parcel. Let's get out of here. There we go. All parties were very happy with it. Now, one of the parts of the agreement is that I will be taking on one of the, or the son I mentioned who was at school. He's going to come and give me a hand over harvest, which would be great actually, because I always need extra help, and I can trust him on a machine, so that's good news. He's going to jump on board and give me a help there. So we both kind of won here, really. Both got a good deal. For now though, we're going to just pull in where we can. I'm going to have a look at these fields. Okay, so this is grass field number 1, this is 46. Nice sized grass field here. We do need to look at increasing our output for grassland, so that's good. Very happy with the size of this. As I mentioned there, we would be looking at fields 46, number 3, 45. So a nice looking piece of grassland here. It does look like we're going to have to get some fertilizer onto here pretty quickly, but we'll definitely get around to that in the next couple of days. Other than that, it's in great shape. It's nice and dry at the moment as well, which means we've got some good drainage in here. We don't need to worry about that too much. So we'll definitely get some use out of this one. We'll probably just make this into silage bales actually, I think, because it's a little bit too far to haul silage to the pit, I would have thought. But yeah, very happy with this one. We're going to take a look at the next field down. We need to head around the corner for this. I think we'll just head past this telegraph pole here and then get past the lay-by. I think drive over here. I'm sure they won't mind too much. Need to try and find my gate into this next field. Well, I suppose we can rent the land as soon as we find out how to get into the field. That's what it's going to take today. It's a little bit of mystery. Maybe we have to go back through the village there. We'll cut through. Oh, well, this looks a little bit more promising. A track that I couldn't even see from the road as I drove straight past it. What are the odds? Anyway, we'll have a quick look into here. We've got one good grass field that we've seen, and we're coming into 46, I believe now. Or this one likely will be 45 and 3. So we'll have a look, see what we've got into here. Look at the view from across the valley though. That's most stunning. Okay. So this is number 3 here. That's looking very nice. And then hopefully somewhere down this track here we'll see a gateway to this big field 45. was the gate. Oh, this is an odd field. We'll find a way into it somehow. We better do, because I want to bring a machine into here. Or at least one machine. But again, overall, as you can see, there's a little bit of grass coming through here, a bit of black grass coming through. We'll get on top of that. We'll chip that down. Bring in our cultivator there. That should do a job, no problem. And then we'll be able to get some. We might put this into cover crop for now. I think we might do that, just given the timings. We'll put some cover crop into here just to give it a bit of a kickstart, and then we'll drill some winter barley in here in the summer. But yeah, I think that's probably going to be the best route for us right now. In the meantime, though, like I say, it's nice and quite light soil up here. Doesn't look too bad at all. Don't think we'll have any issues or concerns as far as that goes. But yeah, it'll be a good place for us to get going, really. Now, here's the entrance. Where the heck does this go out? Again, I drove straight past it. Look at that. Need to get my eyes tested today, I think, folks. That's the solution that we've come up to. But what we will look at, I'm just going to bring up a little screen here. This is our banking app. Uses it on my tablet. Now, what we can find is that when we go into field management, we can scroll down. So as I mentioned there, it's 46, 3 and 45. Now we want to look into leasing. So let's look at where's 3 first. 3 is there. I can lease that for £4,500 a year. And then we'll look at 46. Lease that again. Just over 4,000 a year, and then we want 45. That one's a little bit more at 8,500. So, as we lease all those, we'll leave the close the app down. That'll get sent to my land agent, who will figure out all of the contracts. So, we will all be set up for that. Now I need to walk back to the truck. What we'll likely do is we'll get some fertilizer put down onto these more than anything. We'll also look into getting some cover crop drilled into 46, and then we can really look into establishing a bit of soil management there. And we might do the same. We might see if we can get some beans drilled into number 3, but yeah, that needs. I think scratch my head and have a think about that one over the next few days there, but we at least know we've got a plan in the direction we can attack in, which is always what we need. And we've increased our acreage as well again, which is perfect. But for now, I'm going to walk down this ever so long track. We'll go and find our truck again, and we'll head on back and do some paperwork and get everything up and working. At this stage, thank you very much for kind of following me today. It's been just a little bit of an odds and ends day, but we got a lot done, which is important. Do tune back in with us the next time, where we'll be updating on these situations. We'll probably be coming in to do some land work on this up on the hill here. Until next time, though, thank you very much for watching. As always, do remember to stay safe, enjoy what you're doing. I have been Simulation for the Nation. If you haven't already, do hit that like button, and if you don't, please do hit that subscribe button. It does mean a lot for the growth of the channel. Until next time, though, enjoy what you're doing, stay safe, but most importantly, happy farming.